Today I'm going to show you how to build your own Nando's restaurant in Minecraft. The perfect place to go grab some lovely chicken. And as always, before I start the tutorial, I'd really appreciate it if you give that like button a little smash. That does help me out and I'd highly appreciate that. But with all that said, let's start building. Here are all the materials that you will need. And the plot of land you will need is 27 by 17 blocks. So first up, I'm going to grab myself some black concrete to begin with. And then just coming to the bottom left hand corner here, starting from this point, I'm going to go across by 1 and then up by another 2. And on that block, I'm just going to place 1 black concrete just there. And then after that, I'm going to extend this along so it's 5 blocks across in total. And then after that, I'm going to extend this wall up so it's 7 blocks high in total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, just like that. And then once that's done, moving to the left hand side here, I'm going to place another 12 blocks going across. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, just there. And then I'm just going to extend this whole wall up, so it's level with the wall on the other side. And then once that wall's built up, going around again to the back, I'm just going to mirror what I've done on that side. So from this point, I'm going to extend this out by another 4, so we should make this 5. So we should make this bit 5 long in total. And then I'm just going to build the rest of this wall up so it's level with everything else. Just there. Next up, I'm now going to grab myself some red concrete. And starting from this block here, I'm going to place 1 block and then another one in front of it. And then I'm going to extend this so it's 6 blocks high in total. And next up, I'm now going to grab myself some grey terracotta. And just starting from this point here, I'm going to go across by 3. And on the 4th block there, I'm going to place 1 grey terracotta there, building that up so it's 6 blocks high in total. I'm going to leave another gap of 3, and then another 6 terracotta, another gap of 3, and then finally another 6 terracotta just on the end there. And this way we're starting to form the windows. And then next I'm going to move to the other side, and then again leaving another gap of 3, placing another 6 terracotta just there, another gap of 3, another 6 terracotta, and then another gap of 3, and then another 6 terracotta just there. And then going around once more, again another gap of 3, another 6 terracotta. So we're pretty much mirroring what we've done on that side. So again, another gap of 3, another 6 terracotta. And then when we get to this point, I'm going to move back to the red concrete this time. And then I'm going to place 2 there and then build this up so it's 6 high, level with everything else. So if you've done this correctly so far, I should end up with something that looks like this. And the next up, sticking with the red concrete, I'm just going to extend these 2 pillars up by 1 more to begin with there. And then coming to the front, starting from this point here, I'm just going to build this going all the way across until I meet with this grey pillar there. Well, grey terracotta, brown pillar. Terracotta colours are confusing in Minecraft. And then just coming around here, I'm then just going to build this across until I reach this point, and then just going back round to meet there. So I'm just building on top of all of these pillars, and then I'm just going to thicken this whole area by 1 more. So starting from this point, I'm just going to build this going all the way around. Just to meet there. And then once that's done, coming back to the front and just at this point here on the right, I'm just going to place another 6 red concrete. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then just going to mirror that on the other side. So from this point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 there. And then just going to connect these 2 points together. And then once that's done, I'm just going to fill in the rest of this hollow area with some more of this red concrete. So filling that all in. And then once it's done, moving back to the black concrete, coming to the top left hand corner here, I'm just going to place a whole row of black concrete going across just until I line up with this grey terracotta pillar just there. And I'm just going to mirror that on this side as well. So again, placing a line going across again until I line up with this pillar. And then once that's done, I'm just going to connect these 2 points together. And then once that's done, I'm just going to connect these 2 back points together as well. So you should end up with something that looks like this. And the next up, sticking with the black concrete, I'm now going to start filling in the roof. So just on the same layout as where this red concrete is around the top there, I'm just going to fill in this entire area with some black concrete. So starting from here, building across, and then just filling in the whole area there. So you should end up with something that looks like this. And because it's black concrete, it might be hard to see, but if you've done this correctly, it should be 1 block down. Just like that. And then next up, with some more black concrete, in each of these corners, I'm going to build up by 3 black concrete. So doing that for each corner. You should end up with something that looks like this. And I'm just going to fill in each of these sides to create a wall that is slightly higher. So just doing this going all the way around. So you should end up with something that looks like this. So from this point to here, this wall should be 4 blocks high. Just in that little bit there. And the next up, moving back to the grey terracotta. If I just come inside this little section here, if I just go up to the top left-hand corner here, I'm gonna go up 2 blocks. So 1 and then 2. And then on that second block, I'm gonna place 1 grey terracotta there. And then I'm just gonna fill in this entire section with all of it. So you should end up with something that looks like this. And next up, I'm now going to grab myself some oak planks. And then just in between each of these gaps where the pillars are, I'm just going to place 3 oak planks. Just in the middle of each section. Just going all the way around. And once that's done, if I just move into the inside, just at this point here, so nearest the red wall, I'm just going to place a whole strip of oak plants going all the way across just to the other side there. And then I'm just going to fill in this whole grass section with the oak plants, and that will be the main floor for the restaurant. So just fill in this whole area up. So you should end up with something that looks like this. And then in this back section here that we left blank, this is going to be the kitchen area. So for the kitchen floor, I'm going to be using some block of quartz. So I'm just going to fill in this whole grass area with all of this. And that will complete the floor for the kitchen. And then moving back outside, I'm now going to fill in the windows. So for this, I'm going to grab myself some black stained glass panes. So firstly, I'm just going to fill in these first 3 windows with some of these. And then I'm just going to fill in the rest of these 5 windows just there. So you should end up with something that looks like this. So all the windows are filled in apart from this section here, because this is where the door's going to go. So for the door, firstly, I'm just going to place 1 glass pane on each side to begin with. And then next, I'm going to grab myself a dark oak fence. I'm going to place 1 fence on top of each of the panes there. And then on top of each fence, I'm going to add another 4 panes on each side. Next up, I'm now going to grab myself some smooth stone. And then firstly, I'm just going to replace this whole red border that I outlined earlier with all of this smooth stone. So I'm just going to place this going all the way around. And then once that's done, I'm just going to fill in the rest of any remaining grass areas with the rest of the smooth stone. So now the main exterior is done, I can now start adding some of the extra details. So first up, I'm going to add some bushes around here. So for this, I'm going to grab myself some oak leaves to begin with. And at the front here, just starting on this 3rd block here, I'm just going to build across just until I'm 1 block out from that pillar there for a nice little front bush there. And then if I just go around, I'm then going to add a big bush here. And for this, I'm also going to grab myself some flowering azalea leaves. First, I come to the right hand side here, just on this block here. I'm going to place 3 oak leaves. Then I'm going to place 1 azalea. And then another 6 oak leaves. And then finally 1 azalea on the end there. And for the second level, going across 3 blocks on that third block. Another oak leaf, leaving a gap, another 2 leaves. Then another 2, and then 1 azalea on the end there. And then for the third level, from this point, just above this hollow section, another 3 oak leaves there. Then on this end point, another azalea leaf, with an oak leaf next to that. And then 2 more oak leaves on top. And then going diagonally up by 1, placing another 2 oak leaves just there. And then going to add 1 oak leaf on the top and bottom of that little section there. And that'll give us a nice big bush for the side of the building. And then coming around, I'm then going to add another bush on this little section here. So going back to the oak leaves, I'm going to place 3 in the middle there. And then 1 oak leaf on top. And then 1 oak leaf on the left. 1 azalea on the right. Then another 2 oak leaves on top of the azalea. And then 1 oak leaf on the right. And then 1 azalea leaf just there. And then 1 oak leaf on the top left. And then another oak leaf just on the right hand side, just there. And that'll create the bush for the back there. And the next up, I'm now going to add some supporting pillars. So for this, I'm going to grab myself some dark oak fences. And starting on this corner here, I'm just going to go 1 block in. Then I'm going to place 1 dark oak fence there. And then just bring that down just to the bottom there. I'm just going to mirror this on this side. So again, going in by 1, placing a fence, and then just building that down to the bottom. And the next, this bit's going to be an outdoor eating section. So I'm going to add a fence going around that. So for that, I'm just going to grab myself another black stained glass pane. And then just going around from this point, I'm going to build all the way across to fill in that section. And I'm also going to build 5 panes at the back there. And next to light up the area, I'm now going to grab myself some lanterns. So with these firstly, just on this side here, I'm going to go across 6 blocks. And on that 6th block, place 1 lantern. Then the same on this side, so going across 6 blocks. And then on that 6th block, placing a lantern there. And I'm going around to the other side. I'm then going to go across from this point 6 blocks. And on that 6th block, placing a lantern. Then I'm going to leave a gap of 3. And then placing another lantern on the other side there. Next up, I'm now going to create the iconic Nando's logo here, which is going to go on this wall just there. So for this firstly, I'm going to grab myself some more grey terracotta. And then just starting on this block here, I'm just going to place 1 grey terracotta there, and extending that so it's 3 long in total. And the next I'm going to place 1 more grey terracotta on top, followed by another 3 on top. And the next, I'm just going to place 1 on each side. And then now I'm also going to grab myself some red concrete. And then I'm just going to place 1 red concrete in the middle there. And on top of that, I'm then going to add myself another 3 grey terracotta there. And then I'm going to place 1 red coming out of it. And then I'm going to place 1 red coming out in the middle one. And then on top, I'm then going to add another red, extend that out to the left, and extending it by 1 at the top there. And then for a chicken tail, I'm then going to place 1 red concrete, just diagonally up and across from that block there. And then I'm going to build this up by 1 more block, and then extend that, and then placing another 1 on top there. And then another 2 coming out, and then just 1 block underneath. And the next, for some extra details, I'm going to grab myself a smooth quartz slab, and I'm going to place that on top of the red concrete just there for the chicken mouth. And then for the chicken eye, I'm going to grab myself a black stone button, and also an item frame, and also a white stained glass pane. Then I'm going to place the item frame there to begin with, and then the white stained glass pane, and then the black stone button there, and that will create the eye for the chicken there. That'll give us our kind of chicken mascot kind of thing. And the next up for the big Nando's sign, just at the top there. So first up for the end. So for this, I'm going to grab myself some iron trapdoors and some smooth quartz stairs. And then first up, just on the second block, I'm going to place one iron trapdoor on the left there, and then one on the right. And then I'm also going to grab myself a lever, because I'm going to flip these up. And to do this, I'm just going to go at the back and temporarily just destroy those blocks, and then place 2 levers there. And as I flick them, that'll flip these trapdoors up. And then once that's done, you can just patch that back up there. And then on top of each of these trapdoors, I'm going to add an upside down quartz stair. And that'll form an N shape. And the next up for an A, so leaving a gap, I'm going to place one upside down stair there. And then another one opposite that. And I'm just going to do the same thing on the top. So again, another 2 upside down stairs just there. And that'll give us the A. And the next up, I'm now going to add myself another N. So doing the exact same thing as I've done for the first one. I'm going to place another 2 iron trapdoors there. And then if I just come over here, destroying 2 blocks temporarily, then adding 2 levers down here, which will flip those trapdoors up. Then I can just replace those blocks again. And then on top of each trapdoor, I'm going to add an upside down quartz stair. Just there. And next up for the D, so for this, I'm going to add a quartz stair just there. And on top of that, I'm going to add myself an upside down one. Just like this. And then I'm going to add myself an upside down stair at the bottom, and then a normal one at the top. And that'll give us the D. And then for the O, I'm then going to add 2 quartz stairs facing opposite each other there, and then 2 upside down ones just on the top, and that'll give us the O. And then for the S, I'm also going to need myself a smooth quartz slab. So for the S, I'm firstly going to place 1 slab there, and then a stair coming out of it, and then I'm going to place a slab on top of that stair, and then a stair just coming out of that one. And then finally, I'm just going to place 2 iron trapdoors on top. So by doing that, that'll give us the Nando's sign. And the next up, moving to the top, I'm going to add myself some vents here. So for that, I'm going to grab myself some polished deep slate. Some polished deep slate walls, and also some rails. So for this, firstly, starting at this top left-hand corner, I'm going to go across by 3 blocks, and then down by 4. On that 4th block, I'm going to place 1 deep slate just there, and then I'm just going to make this a 2x2 square there, and I'm going to place another 3 going around it, just leaving a kind of 1 block gap in between each of them, just like this. And the next, moving to the polished deep slate walls, I'm firstly going to place 1 to join those 2 up, and then another 1 to join these 2 up, and then 1 more at the bottom to join those 2 up there. And after that, just from this point, I'm going to place another 3 going across, and then another 3 going down just there. And on top of where the deep slate blocks are, I'm just going to place 4 rails for a fan design just there. So now with the exterior done, I can now start cracking on with the interior. So first up, for the interior, I need to actually divide the kitchen area and the main dining area. So for this, I'm going to grab myself some more red concrete. And first, to come to the right hand side here, on this block, I'm just going to go across 3 blocks, so 1, 2, 3, and then I'm just going to build this going all the way to the top. And then going to the other side, I'm going to leave a gap or 2, but then on that 3rd block, placing another red concrete, and then building this to the top. And then after that, going up by 5 blocks, I'm then just going to place some red concrete going across on that level there, and then adding some more red concrete filling these top bits as well. And then finally, I'm just going to add another 5 red concrete just for that little section there. So this bit's going to be the path where the food is going to be collected, and this will be the doorway into the kitchen. So first up, for the main dining area. So for this, firstly, I'm going to grab myself some black carpet, and just for a little rug here at the entrance, I'm just going to place 6 just there to begin with. And the next, I'm now going to add all of the tables and chairs. So for these, I'm going to grab myself some dark oak stairs, a redstone block, and also a piston. First, if I just come to the back middle window here, I'm just going to place 4 stairs just there, digging down by 2 block of redstone in the middle there, followed by 2 pistons at the top, and that'll give us our first table design. I'm pretty much going to be repeating this pretty much throughout the whole restaurant and outside as well. And then next, coming to this corner, I'm going to add another 4 dark oak stairs just there, and then I'm going to leave a gap, then placing another 4 dark oak stairs, and then coming over to this little section here, I'm then going to place another 4 stairs there. And then in the middle here, this is going to be where a bigger table is going to go. So for this, from this point, I'm going to leave a gap of 2. And then on that third block, I'm going to place another dark oak stair there. Then I'm going to leave a gap and place another 2 stairs for that side. And I'm just going to mirror that on the other side, just there. And then if I come outside, I'm going to add some more of these chairs. So just starting at this top corner here, I'm going to place 2 dark oak stairs and then another 2. Then leaving a gap and then placing another 4 next to that. And then leaving a gap and placing another set just there. And then finally leaving a gap and placing a final set just there. And now it's time to add all of the tables. So again, for each section, I'm just going to dig down and then place 2 redstone blocks. So just doing that for each set of chairs. But then for this bigger section here, I'm then just going to do the same thing, but just make this longer. So yeah, just keep repeating this for the rest of these chairs. And once that's done, with the pistons, I'm then just going to place each piston on top of each redstone block, which will power it, which will give us our tables. Once that's done, you should end up with loads of tables around here. So next up, it's now time to add some lights. So for this, I'm going to grab myself a chain and a lantern. And I'm going to place each light on top of each kind of like table. So firstly, just for this table, just on this block here, I'm just going to look up. I'm going to place 2 chains, followed by a lantern, just there. So I'm just going to do this for each kind of table. So with this longer table, firstly on the end here, looking up, 2 chains, a lantern, and then going to the other side, looking up, 2 chains, and then another lantern. And after that, at this table, just at the end here, looking up, placing 2 chains, and then a lantern just there. And on the end of this table, looking up, 2 chains, another lantern. And then for this table, on the end there, looking up, 2 chains, and then a lantern there. So that's where all of our lights are going to go. So they should all line up with each of the tables. And then after that, I'm now going to grab myself a mangrove trapdoor. And then with these, I'm just going to surround each lantern with them. So I'm just going to place 4 going around each of these for a nice lampshade kind of design. So I'm just going to do this for each of the lanterns. And by doing that, that'll give us the lights for the restaurant. And next up, coming to the top right section here, I'm going to build kind of a cabinet where all of the kind of like plates and stuff is stored. So for this, I'm going to grab myself a brown shulker box. I'm just going to place 2 at the bottom there. And the next, I'm going to grab myself a flower pot. I'm going to place 1 on the left hand side. And then on the right, I'm then going to grab myself a iron pressure plate and place 1 there, because that's going to be, and that's going to represent a plate. And then with some more dark oak stairs, I'm then just going to place 4 just on top there for a little shelf design. And then next, just in this doorway here, for the entrance to the kitchen, I'm going to grab myself some dark oak fence gates, and I'm just going to place 4 just there for the entrance. And then next up, for the pass section, first I'm going to grab myself some iron trapdoors. And then just on the top block here, I'm just going to place 5 trapdoors going across there. And then I'm going to grab myself some more lanterns. And I'm just going to place 3 just below. And to finish that path section off, I'm then going to grab myself a dark oak sign and just place 5 of those at the bottom there for an extra detail. So next up, it's now time to fill this place up with some food. So for this, first thing, I'm going to grab myself an item frame and also a pressure plate, an iron one. And then I'm also going to grab myself some chicken, some cooked rabbit, and also a baked potato. So for this, I'm going to be creating some plates of food. So firstly, just come up to the pass area. I'm going to place 3 item frames there. And inside each of those item frames, firstly, I'm going to add some lovely chicken. And then a lovely baked potato. And then a lovely bit of cooked rabbit there, which I think looks like another bit of chicken. And then moving to my heavyweight pressure plate, I'm then just going to place the pressure plates just on the same blocks the item frames are. But as you see, by doing this, it creates a cool kind of plate design there. And then next, I'm also going to add some more of these plates around the restaurant. So I'm going to place 1 item frame in the middle table to begin with. I'm just going to fill that with some chicken and then placing another pressure plate there. And then coming to this table here, another item frame with some rabbit in and then another pressure plate there. And then coming to this corner table here, item frame, then going to add a nice baked potato there and then another pressure plate on top there. So by doing that, that'll add some nice food to the restaurant. So next up, I'm now going to add myself some chicken banners for some extra decoration there. For this banner, firstly, I'm going to grab myself a red banner, some orange dye, and of course I'm going to need a loom so we can make this banner. So if I place a loom down there. Oh, and I'm also going to need a creeper pattern just there. So firstly, I'm just going to place the red banner in with the creeper pattern and the orange dye. And then I'm just going to retrieve that to begin with. And then taking the banner pattern out. So I'm then going to add some more orange dye there. And then this time I'm going to add the orange circle there. But simply just by doing that, it creates a cool kind of roast chicken banner design, which I think looks quite cool. So I'm just going to decorate the restaurant with this. So firstly, starting with the outside, I'm going to place 2 banners just in that corner there. And then just going inside, firstly, just on this first pillar here at the back, I'm going to place 1 banner there. And then I'm going to place another banner on that pillar. And then finally another banner just on that pillar there. So by doing that, that'll give us some cool cooked chicken banners for our Nando's. So with the banners placed, that is the whole restaurant area complete. So now moving on to the kitchen area. So for this, firstly, I'm going to add 1 light grey concrete to begin with. Then I'm going to add a shulker box, then some light grey concrete, shulker box, some more concrete, a shulker box, and then finally some concrete on the end there. I like your shulker boxes because they act as some sort of like cabinet, which I think looks quite nice. And then next, I'm going to grab myself some grey carpet. And I'm just going to place 1 carpet on each end there. And then just in the middle, I'm then going to grab myself an oak pressure plate. And I'm just going to place 5 just going along there. And next up, I'm now going to grab myself a piston because I'm going to add some fridges into this kitchen. So just starting in this corner here, I'm going to place 4 pistons going up there. And then 4 going up in the other direction on this side. And then I'm going to repeat that fridge design on this corner as well. So again, another 4 pistons going up. And then another 4 in the other direction, just there. And that'll give us some fridges. And then next, for the little sink kind of pot wash area, I'm going to add some light grey concrete, leaving a gap of 2, some more light grey concrete. And the next, I'm going to grab myself some cauldrons, placing 2 in the middle there. And then I'm just going to fill this up with some water. And I'm also going to grab myself 1 tripwire hook for a little tap there. And then I'm just going to top each grey concrete off with some more carpet. And next I'm going to add myself a grill. So for this, I'm going to grab myself a campfire. I'm just going to place 2 of these just there. And then in front of each of them, I'm then going to add myself a dark oak sign. So 1 of those on each of them. And then I'm also going to grab myself an iron trapdoor. I'm just going to place 2 trapdoors on top. And that'll complete our grill. And next to that, I'm just going to add 3 light grey concrete there with 1 grey carpet just next to that iron trapdoor there. And in this little section here, I'm going to be adding the ovens. So for this, firstly, I'm going to grab myself an iron block. I'm going to place 2 just there. And then I'm also going to grab myself a black stained glass. And I'm just going to place that next to the second block there. And underneath, I'm then going to grab myself a smoker and place 1 of those there. And then next, I'm also going to grab myself a sign and a stone button. I'm just going to place the sign there and a stone button underneath. And I'm going to place 2 iron trapdoors just on top. And that will complete the oven design. And then finally, for a little extractor unit just here, I'm going to grab myself some stone brick stairs and some stone bricks. And then just going 2 blocks up on that second block, placing 1 stone brick stair just on each end. And then I'm just going to fill the middle with some normal stone bricks. And I'm just going to extend that going all the way to the top there. But yeah, with the extractor installed, that is the whole kitchen area all complete. Therefore, completing the Nando's. So I hope you did enjoy this tutorial, and I hope you are pleased with your final result. And if you did enjoy this tutorial, I would highly appreciate a smash on that like button, as it does help me out, and I'd highly appreciate that. But yeah, until next time, thanks for watching, and have a good day.